Yeah, I just wanted to start off with this being the last game of the year for us. Just a heartfelt thank you to a lot of people that made this season possible, coming from last year and playing a full season this year. I'm so appreciative of our our medical staff, our trainers, our strength coaches, our coaches. We still followed protocols. The season started in an unusual way with not many fans and similar protocols that we were going through with last year. We kept a lot of the same protocols throughout this season, and just the people that were involved in allowing us to play a 6-month schedule. Brian Ebel and his group, our doctors, our coaches that were supportive, everybody involved, PR, media. Just want to say thank you for allowing us to play a 162 game schedule and in another unusual year.
Thank you, Brandon. Our first question is from Rock.
Hey, Brandon, happy birthday.
Thanks.
I guess a follow on that is really, what are the kind of emotions today when you reach 162? I know overall, on the field record wise, not what you were looking for, but then you can kind of pick some of the gains from the organization this year.
Yeah, we're talking about it in the clubhouse. It seems like a lifetime ago. We were in Boston and got rained out of opening day, and then the next day in Fenway, we're still being tested, still having masks, no fans. It seems like we've come a long way since then, and we got back to somewhat as normal a season as possibly could happen. And watching, there's 30,000 people here yesterday. It was a cool environment. Watching some of these games on TV last night, it feels good to that everything's somewhat back to normal, close to being back to normal, and hopefully next year we're fully back to normal.
Rich?
Well, Brandon, I won't ask you what you want for your birthday because I think I know, but with Mullins, how much of his struggles here the last few weeks are because he's beaten up?
Because of what?
Because he's beaten up because of his hamstring.
Still kind of understand. You're asking me if the reason why he struggled the last couple of weeks, Cedric? I just think. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was going to say, is it because of the injury?
Oh,
the hamstring.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think that he's played a 6-month season, and he's played center field. I think Straw's the only guy that's played more games in center field in the game at a premium position, and he's been incredible for 6 months. I just think that he's just not getting, maybe the results haven't been there the last couple of weeks. I'm sure there's some fatigue. The hammy was sore for a few days. I think it's fine now. But he just played for since the beginning of February, almost every single day, coming off a shortened season last year, and he's allowed to be a little fatigued if that's what it is. But really proud of Cedric's year, and really excited about him going into next season.
Melanie?
Brandon, between Cedric, Trey, Tyler Wells, there's been so many good individual stories for this team this year. So what do you look forward to the most for next season?
Just continuing to improve. Just, we have a lot of work to do in a lot of areas, and we just want to continue to get better. I'm excited about some of our young guys that I think could be core pieces going forward on a good team. And we'll have players making debuts next year also we'll have some exciting players. So we'll be young, but I think that we're starting to get more talented. And for me, that's the key. You look at this Blue Jays team and you look at their lineup. I mean, there's talented, toolsy, strong players up and down the lineup, coupled with, a rotation that is guys that are good and done it for a while and have really good stuff. So I think that we are inching closer and getting closer to that. But so I'm excited about some of the young talent that we have on this team, and just want to continue to get better.
Nathan?
Brandon, just what's your excitement level on being involved in a day like today where, you guys are playing a game with big implications?
Yeah, we've the last two we're also we didn't show our best the last two games, but hopefully we can come out today and make things interesting and face the Blue Jays in a must-win game for them. That should fire our guys up, and we should come out with energy. And I know Bruce Zimmerman's excited to start. We'll have the entire bullpen ready to go. So we've taken some good at bats off Ryu lately. Hopefully we can do that again today and make a run at it.
Joe?
Brandon, following up on that, was there any consideration to giving Cedric or Trey the day off today, given that it's the last game of the year? Or did both of those guys make it clear that they wanted to be in there?
No, I think that trying to put our best lineup out there in games that matter. So, Cedric didn't really want to come out of the game yesterday. I was pulling him out. He wanted to take that at bat there in the eighth inning. So, they want to play.
And as a follow to that, now that it's over, what do you think you'll remember most about Trey's season, given all that he went through last year?
Yeah. Well, I remember most. I think that when the spring training reaction, fan reaction, the first home game, but along the way too, just watching opposing players. When he was playing first base, you see a guy get to first base, and just the interaction there with how much respect that Trey has around the league. So that's what I'll remember the most.
Steve?
Brandon, what have you liked or enjoyed the most about managing the 21 Orioles?
Well, it's been a tough year. There's I like to manage the most. I like to see our young players continue to get better. That's the bottom line. The Cedric Mullins, Mountcastle, Tyler Wells. I think that watching these guys that could be core pieces, Austin Hayes, second half, watching these guys that could be core pieces going forward, I think that's the real bright spot on a year that has not been easy in a lot of ways. But to see talented guys produce, that's been the most enjoyable.
Stan?
Brandon, first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you, Stan.
As you finish up your third season with the Baltimore Orioles as manager of the club, is there anything from the time that you talked to Mike Elias when he offered you the job that you've underestimated about how hard this job would be?
No, I knew it was going to be hard, but and until you're sitting in the chair, you don't know how hard it's going to be too. I know I've been through rough years. 12, 13, 14 was rough in Chicago. A little bit different circumstance and a different division. But I think that, rebuilding and building something from the ground up in this division is extremely challenging. And I'm really encouraged from the strides that we have made, even though our record doesn't show it, the strides that we've made, like what I've talked about with some of these guys that could be core pieces and will be core pieces going forward. Now we just have to surround them with more. And these four teams in this division aren't going anywhere. They're extremely talented. 3 of them have huge payrolls, and we just need to continue to get better. And it's not a light switch, throw a ton of money in 1 year situation. It's a total process. And I know that's a buzzword, but that really is what it is. It's a process that takes a little while, and it probably takes a little longer in this division because of who you're facing, 80 games of your 162. And I'm encouraged by some of the players that we have, and now we just got to continue to add.
Thank you for a thoughtful answer, Brandon.
Jerry?
Brandon, that being said, a two-part question. If you look down the road, if you had the crystal ball, how many years do you foresee before this team can be competitive with what you just discussed within the division? And then the second, after the downtime comes for you with the family and all that, what's on the agenda for you during the off season?
Well, I think for us to compete in this division, we're going to have to improve on the mound, period. The Rays did that for a lot of years by staying competitive. And I've talked to Joe about it. They stayed competitive by having really, really good starting pitching, mixing in bullpen to be able to shut down these offenses that you face. And that's, for me, that's our next step, is to get a lot better on the mound so you can stay in games. Your hitting is going to come and go. Your pitching and defense can be there. And we just have had a tough time pitching the last 3 years, trying to stay in games. For me, that's the next step, is how quickly our pitching can get to the level to win in this league, in this division. Off-season wise, I am looking forward to taking my kids to school, coaching a little middle school basketball, just being home.